Cameron, Huxtable, Turner, Benson, Mills, O'Grady and Groff. The forwards one change. Luke Scott in for the injured Steve Mills.
Referee John Top rules time on. Brothers kick off and Souths are defending the northern end. They get the first touch of the ball. Craig Groff with a real, well, almost spilt the ball, but managed to hold on to it. And so a little bit of danger there right from the beginning. And Brothers deciding to immediately put some pressure on Souths as Luke Scott takes it forward.
Season's points so far this season. Not a lot between those two sides, really, as we can see there. Souths marginally better in attack, and also a marginally better defensive record, but not a lot between them, and therefore a top-class match coming up.
Mark Lane has taken them up to within 10 metres of the halfway, and now the kick from Groff drives it well down into Brothers territory, but back well there is Peter Robinson, and he's caught inside his 20. Aaron Douglas, actually, the winger.
There's the previous results this season as Alan Anderson goes across field. Brothers have won both games, and in the second round there, Brothers won a very tight match, 8-6. We covered that on ABC TV, and South scored the only try. Brothers got 4 kicks, nothing in it there, but Brothers have a 2-0 advantage over the Magpies, and a little knock on.
Chris Essex, the offender.
Here's Essex, really had no control of that ball from the moment he tried to get to his feet.
So now this gives Souths a chance early. They're only 30 metres out from the line. And that looks like they'll get another penalty here. Referee John Top
interfering in the play, the ball holding down. I think it was O'Grady who was trying to get to his feet quickly. O'Grady from the base of the scrum, awkwardly thrown to ground. And really there doesn't seem to be too much happening out of that. The penalty, the whistle had already gone at that stage. Great chance for the Magpies.
Craig Groff with a chance to put the first points on the board in this knockout semi-final. And kicking could be all important, and this South's defence is well known. A good look for Craig Groff. He's almost 30 out, but there you can see he's kicked it across the face of goal. No goal.
Looks like Ray Woolley has decided not to wear the headgear tonight. So Ray Woolley out there without the characteristic headgear that he's worn all season.
Brothers then carting it away from their own line after that pressure, and Craig Groff, who was a reluctant goal kicker, certainly didn't come off for him then as Barry Collins goes from dummy half, picks up a good deal of ground, but they're still 20 metres from the halfway as it goes to Robinson and then firing out wide into the backs, and Scott Maguire. They're caught about 20 metres or so, and that's the 5th tackle. So they've run out of time, Brothers, and look to be a little bit disorganised but Scott Maguire getting the kick in.
Well, that's a good start there from South. Their defensive line intact. Here's Phil Cameron, bumps away from one originally. But South's defence, as we said earlier, was absolutely outstanding against Redcliffe last week. And it's been that style of defence that's really taken them into this semi-final campaign. This time, South get it up over the halfway line. Lane plays the ball. O'Grady pops the ball out to Leckie, bumps one and gets it away. Back to Davis. The hooker gets it to 40 metres away from the brothers' try line. Craig Groff calling the shots. Pass looked very flat, that one. Pops it back. Groff gets it again. Little chance here on this outside. Tries to break through his long striding Luke Scott. That's the 5th tackle. Groff in position, under pressure. Out to O'Grady. Little ankle tap tried. Over the top. Well done there by Aaron Douglas. Drops back nicely. Takes it over the top of his head. And does extremely well to get it almost to the 20-metre line. Brothers now with Hewinson to dash out of the dummy half. Flirting on a fairly tight blindside and a knock on. Brothers have made a couple of errors inside their own territory.
And that's an error they didn't need, David, because it gives South a golden opportunity with the feet into the scrum, less than 30 metres out.
Put in by Craig Groff. This time South's just a settler off the base of the scrum there, and that's Ian Turner foolishly succumbing to the tackle and being allowed to be driven back. Dummy this from Michael Davis. He's dangerous out of the dummy half. Brothers held off for a moment, then Orchard and Anderson over the top. Groff fires it up to Jason Adams, just gets over the 20-metre line. The Magpies putting all the pressure on in the early minutes of the game. O'Grady fades back to the left, back on the inside. Looked like Groff going up the middle. Craig Groff now just outside the 10 metres. Dummying run this by the Magpies, only 5 metres out. That's the 5th tackle. Back to Barnes. Barnes scored a try last week. Terrible kick, that one. Well, that's what happens when the whole play breaks down. Certainly Craig Groff not in position to put the kick away. Went to the front rower.
Yes, Jason Adams with that kick that went far too deep, and now Brothers running the ball out, and perhaps a little let off for them. They didn't
Another
really
knock on by Brothers.
And still the mistakes come, so that they're giving the chances there for South, and all South need to do is to really apply the pressure a little bit better than they did, and there you can see that ball being knocked on there.
Darren Nolan, the culprit.
Darren Nolan. So another important scrum for South as it goes to O'Grady, and then Cameron running onto the ball well, but he's caught 30 metres out from the line. So urgency in the defence now as again O'Grady makes his way across field, but nowhere for him to go. But there are options now left and right, and it's carted forward there by Scott Barnes, just 22 metres out. Souths again, can they make better use of it this time? The long pass from Craig Groff out wide, and here's a good run now by Grant Benson across the 20, so that he's got now within 15 metres almost of the line. Groff again, forwards prepared to do the work. Leckie offloads a nice ball, returned from Lane back inside, and South stopped now just 12 metres short of the line. Ball played there by Turner, back to Groff, trying the opposite direction. This is an interesting kick, that's much better weighted. Bit of pressure there, but well protected is the winger Shane Himstead by David Mills, rather, by Phil Cameron getting back there.
Touched in flight, and therefore this juggle has caused Brothers now, because they didn't catch it cleanly but just managed to regather, there'll be a goal line dropout and not a restart from the 20-metre line. Craig Groff here was taken out as he kicked the ball. Wall late as well, late and high by Dean Rorshley. Very fortunate there, the touch judges didn't pick it up. Groff is okay though. As South now go back on the attack. Jason Adams, one off the ruck, straightens it up. Rorshley comes out of the marker position, helped by Rob Orchard. Scott Barnes, this time Michael Davis throws the dummy almost through. That's the 10-metre line. Barnes to dummy half. Out this time to Nokon. Nokon on very early. I think Groff may have had to go off the field. Back on the inside this time. The Magpies putting all sorts of pressure on early. There's Nokon again, trying to fire the ball up. That was to Cameron, back to Nokon, back to Lane. This time Turner pulls the hands away. Woolley in position, does well to get a hold of it. And Brothers, with some very good defence, backs to the wall, have managed to hold out that assault by the Magpies.
Yes, and that loss of Groff could be very important to South as Brothers take it out on their own 20. and slowly working their way forward. But Souths have been doing all the attacking so far. Brothers have been making the mistakes and they haven't been able to get out of their own, well, out of their own 30, but finally they're able to do that. They're still a fair way from the halfway. Here's a good strong run now by Aaron Douglas, and he manages to make it into South territory by about 5 metres or so, and they get a penalty too. So this will be the first chance that Brothers have had of really launching some sort of attack at Souths.
Holding down, looks like Hewinson there trying to get up quickly. Actually, he did appear to lose the ball too, but he wasn't helped there by Michael Davis. And for the first time, Brothers to go on the attack.
Brothers, their first real chance in the game. They're 25 metres out. And Barry Collins, Robinson going to the blind side, picking up Douglas over there. And that's the 20-metre line where he stopped. Collins again trying to dart on the blind side. And the support players, it goes back now to Bradkey. And then they send it wide, out to Woolley. And he's caught 25 metres out. Scott Maguire in a dummy half as Brothers try to make use of it. Rob Orchard across the 20 and support out wide in Essex. He's tackled 15 metres short of the line. Can Brothers score a try? Souths were unable to when they had all the attacking opportunities. Now it goes out wide from Maguire, out into the backs where Trevor Bradkey is looming, and then further afield, and Brothers now just 12 metres short of the line. Again, they sent it to the open, and this is the 5th tackle. Good run by Maguire, heading for the line, back to Robinson, but he's lost it, trying to flick it back, and looming dangerously there was Anderson, but fortunately for South, it didn't get to him.
Good last tackle play that from Brothers. Maguire dummied the kick, then went ahead, realised he was getting into trouble, got it to Robinson, and then Robinson just pops it over his head. Have a look at this. Couldn't afford to die with the ball, popped it out the back. Grabbed there by O'Grady, could have even been touched in flight by Turner, but now Souths have made an error. It'll be loose head and feed to the brethren.
And just as Brothers made some mistakes close to their line, now Souths have done it. Can Brothers take advantage?
Little blindside play out to Robinson, long one out to Aaron Douglas, room to move the flyer. Very close to try, and crashes out of a couple of tackles. Great work, Aaron Douglas. Brothers like that blindside play. Plenty of room on that open or a very wide blind side. Bradkey it is who drops out of the base of the scrum. Robinson has split wider to create the extra man. Douglas does well to take the ball over his head. Then he straightens it up. Covered a fence there by Luke Scott. Can't hold him. Lane just a little bit too late on the scene. That's a good try.
Certainly is, and there you see Bradkey breaking from the scrum and Robinson quickly. And look at this work by the winger, Aaron Douglas. He had to jump high to take the ball, and the other way, works his way through the Souths defence and scores the try. Well done, Aaron Douglas. 14 tries for the season, 56 points.
Scott Maguire now to try and get maximum points. Terrible kick from Maguire, normally very reliable, hooks it badly. The Brothers lead 4 points to 0 after 12 minutes. Another look at this one. Good base of the scrum move. Huxtable decided to come up and try and cut the pass off, but good work then from Douglas to break a couple of cover defending tackles and get across in the corner.
Kick off then by South, who have such a good defensive record. They won't be pleased. Chris Phelan, the coach, won't be pleased with the fact that Brothers have scored the first try as Alan Anderson brings it up close to his own 20.
Interesting, Jerry, when Redcliffe scored last week, it was also from the base of the scrum when the little halfback, Tom O'Reilly, broke through against South. So they certainly have some problems in their defensive patterns around the base of the scrum.
Barry Collins is caught 12 metres from the halfway. So Brothers making a good start, but a nervous start from both kickers. Both shockers so far. Craig Groff missing with one that probably should have been a goal, and here's another mistake by Brothers, so perhaps South can make amends for that first try, which has gone Brothers' way.
Little wrap-around attempted there. Ray Woolley just couldn't handle with Scott Maguire coming around him.
South end now, 12 metres in Brothers' half. And there are plenty of options for the big fellas, and Rob Orchard, or rather Jason Adams, carts it forward. And he's tackled about 30 metres out. Now it's Scott Barnes' turn, and the big man is able to take a few with him, including Trevor Bradkey, the lock. So now up to the 20. And they spread it wide this time. Phil Cameron joining in, but beautiful tackle right around the legs there was Peter Robinson, the halfback. Copybook tackle. But Brothers keep it alive now. This is O'Grady. Oh, look at that defence from Brothers. O'Grady set on his back. Little kick through here by Keith Blackie, but beautifully picked up, and Brothers get themselves out of trouble.
Well read that by Aaron Douglas, but the kick was not a particularly good one. Brothers had plenty of defenders back in behind the line, covered it pretty easily. Here's a chance now with Woolley, but the defence from South scrambling, manages to contain him, but still 32 metres out. Essex this time fires it up to Orchard, crunching tackle there from the Magpies. South have come up with it, some great defence. Once again, South dashing out of that dummy half position. Have a look at this for defence, crunching defence. O'Grady and also Michael Davis. But the Magpies now inside the 20. They've been there before, but unable to get it across the try line. They seem to lack a little bit of punch. This time Leckie pops it back on the inside, the ball's loose. Brothers have got it. The Magpies have surrendered possession once again. This time Anderson. South just seem to lack that little bit of extra spark when they get near the try line. This time Aaron Douglas. Rob Orchard from a long way back. Almost stops, does well to pop it out the back to Collins. Good ruck play there from Brothers to get it up over the 40-metre line. And now the bonus of a penalty. Jason Adams complaining, but it's no use. John Top finding an infringement in the play of the ball.
Yes, he's flung to the ground, and then a player coming in over the top. And that looked like Michael Davis, was it? Coming in when it was unnecessary. The play was held.
Brothers now, after rucking well, have got it now through the penalty. Here's Darren Nolan gone straight through the South defence. Nolan, who came off the bench last week, gets a run on today and repays his coach accordingly. This time Orchard turns it back on the inside to Scott Maguire, tries to keep it alive and does, out to Essex. Essex to Warshley, manages to juggle it, breaks away, gets his hands free for a moment. Defence ultimately brings him to ground. Robinson, Maguire, Anderson on the outside. Dangerous, scored a good try last week. Here's Himstead. Has got some fancy footwork, but can't get away from the defence. And once again, coming in late, Peter Nokon. The Magpies penalised twice in a row for second tackles.
And there you'll see Peter Nokon coming in over the top. Once again, exactly the same mistake as they made just a few minutes ago. And it could prove to be very costly for Souths. Well, Brothers go for the kick for touch and look for a better angle by actually kicking it backwards. Collins takes the tap and immediately they send it out wide. And running forward there, Dean Rorshley, he's tackled only about 10 metres out. So good run by Rorshley as Collins goes up to be a dummy half, and it goes immediately to Robinson. And then the long cutout pass to Darren Nolan standing deep. He made a damaging run just a moment ago, couldn't get through that time. Will they spread it wide again? Collins from the base, from dummy half, is caught just 3 metres short. And that's the fifth tackle too. Robinson with a kick this time. Has he been able to pick up the rebound? It's been knocked forward by South. I think Brothers will regather.
Knock on both ways. I think he's got it, Jerry. That'll be a changeover because it was the last tackle. See, that tackle count seemed to come up fairly quickly. I just wonder whether John Top had it spot on. But anyway, the Magpies now. Nokon, a little dash out of dummy half. Peter Nokon on there because Craig Groff was hit very, very heavily when putting a kick downfield. He's been off the field ever since. Nokon on early. Chris Phelan has liked to hold Nokon back till about the 30th minute. Very nippy and dangerous player. Phelan has not got that luxury tonight. Mark Lane. The kick's on for the Magpies now. Back to Phil Cameron. Hits it downfield and gets it past Alan Anderson. That's a good kick, that one. Let's see if the chase is good enough to hold Anderson, because he is very dangerous in the broken field running. Out to Himstead. Himstead steps one, looks for support, but decides not to fire it out to Ray Woolley. Radke, I think it is, dashes out of dummy half, pops it up to Himstead. Himstead steps back on the inside. Knows well to pick up a few extra metres. The South defence does not look as strong as what it was last week. Good pass from Orchard off to the supporting player in Dean Rorsley. Robinson. Oh, strong defence again there, Jason Adams. Collins up to Scott Maguire, looks for a little chip over the top. It's a good kick, this. Awkward one for Brothers, but no, Scott Maguire just knocks it forward. It was awkward for the Magpies, I should say. But here, holding back, the penalty will go to South. Very, very fortunate there as the ball bounced up for Scott Maguire. It looked like all he had to do was catch and score.
Yes, Scott Maguire with a kick through, and watch the way this ball is bouncing apparently favourably for him. He gets his hands to it. Cameron there chasing, holding back, being held back though, and so the penalty going to South. So that gets South out of a bit of trouble, because the way that ball was bouncing, it really did look as though Maguire was in with a real chance of scoring that try.
Scott Maguire showed some good variation tonight. He dummied a kick there on a fifth tackle play a little bit earlier and almost got a try. And then on that occasion, the little chip over the top almost resulted in a try as well.
So now South, they're trailing Brothers by 4 points to 0. And we've got 19 minutes to go in the first half of this game as Nocon gets involved again, and it goes to Keith Leckie, caught on the halfway, but manages to slip a nice pass away. And so they make it into Brothers territory by about 5 metres. South then, oh, drop ball there, and a chance for Brothers to dive on it. The referee says play on, so Brothers come up with possession.
Brothers showing that their defence is just as strong as the Magpies. Great front on defence, caused the ball to be dislodged.
And Dean Rorsley caught with the ball. South having played in the playoff. So 20 minutes gone in the first half. Brothers leading by 4 points to 0. Robinson darting from dummy half. Picking up 10 metres, 10 valuable metres. As Brothers again, after they started well last week against Wynnum but didn't carry it on in the second half, they've been playing well in this first half here. Collins just losing the ball behind him. The referee said it was a knockback, okay. And so they keep it alive back to Robinson now. And Alan Anderson, he was very dangerous against Wynnum last week. He's caught on the fifth tackle. 30 metres out, played to Collins. And Maguire with a kick, puts it high. And Phil Cameron is underneath it, juggling it behind him. Can he get into the field of play? He's a big man, he gets a penalty.
Inside the 10 metres in front of Scott Maguire were the chasers. And that's poor play from Brothers. The kick was set up quite simply, and one thing you should be doing is keeping outside the 10. Now, okay, Phil Cameron knocked the ball backwards, but if those chasers are inside the 10 at the moment he touches the ball, irrespective of him losing it, they're offside. Magpies off the hook with a penalty. Nocon, O'Grady, this time Luke Scott. Nocon, O'Grady again, back to Nocon, back on the inside to Adams. He's lost it, knocked and touched. Touched by Brothers. Restart of the tackle count. The Magpies somewhat fortunate. This time Benson, I think it is. And a penalty. Stealing the ball. Another penalty to the Magpies. Phil Cameron looking for touch. It's a shocking kick, that one. Alan Anderson right down on his own try line, but no excuse from that. Phil Cameron fails to find touch. The absence of Groff showing up, and Anderson a beautiful run to get it back outside the 20-metre line. Ewanson a dummy half. Orchard, who reportedly had the flu last week, but he's fully recovered tonight and working hard. This time Brothers with Tony Gadsby on there. Unlimited interchange in Brisbane club football. Robinson comes from open to blind. Essex decides to take it back to the open. He was damaging last week. Chris Essex showed again there how dangerous he is. Brothers work a blind side. Maguire decides the long kick's in order this time. Turns Phil Cameron around. Cameron, who ran the ball back very strongly last week. Oh, over the top. Aaron
And the
Douglas
referee hasn't hesitated in awarding the penalty. Aaron Douglas coming in over the top.
Phil
And a bit
Cameron
of feeling
resented
out
it.
there.
Worth another look as Cameron brings the ball back from the right-hand side. Whoosh, jumping at him was Aaron Douglas. Not a practice recommended. Here's another look at another angle. Well, swinging arm above the shoulder. Just a penalty. And Cameron doesn't like it. Why would he? South managed to find touch this time. Taking no chances. Turner finds touch.
So now South with possession this time. Can they make use of it as they spread it wide? And Benson trying to break through there. He's caught about 12 metres short of the halfway. Now this is Cameron darting from dummy half. So South, after surviving a playoff and then the minor preliminary semi-final, they get another penalty.
Interesting enough, John Top has got the defensive line who's not back 10 metres, even though Gadsby, who made that tackle, was certainly never marking up. South with a quick tap.
Yes, deciding
and another one. Another high shot from Brothers and another penalty. Flooding to the Magpies 6-3, but if Brothers are going to keep throwing them, John Top will lose his patience, and he has. 10 minutes. 10 minutes for Orchard. I'd say his patience has been tested to the limit. A number of high tackles, swinging arms. Orchard's on his way. Penalty right in front. Orchard's got 10.
South then decide to kick for touch, even though it was possibly a penalty goal opportunity. And so far kicking has not been good to them. And again, good defence from Brothers. South now only about 15 metres out and needing to score, trailing by 4 points to 0. Just 12 metres out now. As Mick Davis up there working the rucks. And this is a good strong run as Jason Adams gets to within about 8 metres or so. Brothers, Davis sending it wide now to O'Grady, stepping but can't get through. Good cover defence. Gadsby coming in over the top to make sure that ball is not allowed loose. Oh, good dart from dummy half by Davis. He's pulled up just short of the line and forced backwards. It's actually Benson who got in there, but he couldn't get through, so now they spread it wide. It's got Cameron getting involved. Lost ball by South.
That's a changeover. Great defence from Brothers once again. South getting within that 20-metre zone, but unable to breach that Brothers defence.
So another attempt by South, proving unsuccessful. Knock on, that's right. So that South pick up the ball and play continues, and now they're just 3 metres out. So the Magpies, here's their big chance, trailing by 4 points to 0. An attempt to go straight through the middle and over the line, but held up here. What will the referee say?
Held up.
Held up.
Loose head and feed to South. They'll get another chance.
And that was a gallant effort by Mickey Davies. He just couldn't get through, though. Couldn't get the ball down. Peter Nocon it was. And an energetic player, but just couldn't get that down.
It's come to pack this time, the Magpies, putting plenty of pressure on, but unable to breach the defensive line. Turner driven back in a good tackle. And very slow to get to his feet. That was a good tackle. Pass popped up this time to Wakefield. This time Jason Adams. South rather predictable in their attack play. Missing the services, I think, of Craig Groff, the organisation of Groff. Back on the inside, Turner. They're going to try and batter their way over the try line. Nocon on the right. There he is now. O'Grady cuts out O'Grady, finds Alouche. Alouche steps back on the inside, pops it out the back. O'Grady, fancy footwork, but plenty of defence. That's the 5th tackle. South running out of options. This time goes straight ahead, passes, knocked backwards. Adams is back there on his own. Woolley very quickly onto him. That's the 6th tackle. Fires it out the back door. Picked up quickly. Look for more support. South's really thrown the ball willy-nilly, but Brothers defence again. This is Adams. Finally gets boot to ball, but it's not a good kick. That's great defence from the Brethren. but it's still in the field of play. Alan Anderson will have to work hard to get it out, and he does. Great work from Anderson.
Certainly was. Wonderful work by Alan Anderson, and South were trying desperately to keep that ball alive. And finally the long kick by Jason Adams, which he tried earlier as well. I guess he just ends up in a situation where he's got to kick the ball, but doesn't quite have the class of some of those well-weighted kicks which one would expect on the fifth tackle. Brothers, in the meantime, are making some dangerous ground. Darren Nolan now up 12 metres short of the halfway, so they've found some holes in this South defence as it's played to Collins and away to Robinson, and he did well to keep it going to Maguire. And turning it back inside, Hewinson coming inside, and a penalty goes to Brothers.
And 10 minutes there for one of the Magpie players. Brothers have got one in the bin at the moment. I think Wakefield, well, no one's leaving yet. He's got 10 minutes. Must be a Loosh, I think, the number 16.
Whoever it is won't go, and the referee's having to point to him.
No, it is Wakefield.
It is Wakefield.
Holding down. So now we've got 12 aside. Orchard's probably got about 7 minutes left. 12 aside and plenty of gaps to make use of. There's Nolan, who's played strongly. But he's wrestled to the ground. Mills in there and Davis. Robinson wasn't expecting it, thought it was the ball for Essex, and that's upset things. Scott Maguire wants to be first receiver, and another penalty. Well, we've had a feast of them, holding down in the play the ball again. Mohamed Alouche, the offender. Scott Maguire to have a shot for goal. Both captains being told in no uncertain terms that John Top, the referee, will not tolerate any holding down in the play the ball. Michael Davis substituting for the skipper, Craig Groff, who left the field after about 5 minutes.
There. Scott Maguire then with a 40-metre kick for goal, and he's put it through. So the Brothers go further ahead. They lead South by 6 points to nil with just 8 minutes left in the first half. Kick off by Benson, and Brothers having that 6-0 lead now. Here's a good run by Robinson up the sideline, and he's juggled the ball. I think the referee's picked it up too. It's a knock on, and Ricky Hewinson was the man making that good run, but then making the mistake, and that was on the first tackle too, of course. There you see him go down, the ball comes out, knock on. So Southend, they get the ball. Benson working about 30 metres or so out from the line now. This is Grady. Good Brothers defence.
Still 12 on 12, so a good chance for the Magpies.
The handling errors there, 9 to the Brothers, South 6. So South have had less errors, but they're trailing on the scoreboard. 6-0 in favour of Brothers.
They've had less errors, Jerry, because they've really been prone not to try too much. They haven't been trying too many little wraparounds like this. Nocon, good work from Nocon. Fires it out to Benson, back on the inside. Great defence, though, and cover there to stop Huxtable getting across. This time Benson again to Nocon, up to Alouche. He's a big man. Can't get through that defensive line, though. That's the 5th. Once again, South. This is Mick Davis. Very close but short. Was a 6-tackle play, changeover. Once again, the Magpies, who've tried many a time to get across that try line from close range, have been unable to do it. We've got an injured player and the touch judge on. Brothers lead 6-0 with 6 to go in the first half. Jeff Huxtable okay now, or he has been actually replaced, so he's left the field. Brothers now to work it outside their own 20. That's Wainwright coming off the change bench tonight. Collins, good ruck play from Brothers to get it up almost to the 40-metre line. Essex forced to go to dummy half. Robinson out to Maguire. There's Woolley. Anderson back to Woolley. Nice little wrap around, but he can't get away from the defence. Over the top was Nocon. Back to Maguire. Hooks it downfield to Cameron, straight through his hands, but well, offside South on a 6-tackle play. Big call this one, inside the 10 metres on a play where Brothers were just kicking it downfield. Scott Maguire finds touch. Great chance for Brothers with 5 minutes up to half-time to extend their lead. They already lead at the moment by 6 points to 0. That's Rorshley. Here comes Anderson. Must be a settler play if the fullback is coming in on the second one. They need all the numbers they can get. Here's Robinson back on the blind side to Wainwright. Tall, rangy back rower. Gets it within 5 metres. Blindside play by Hewinson. He's strong, Ricky Hewinson. Just short. Robinson just has to wait to get it on the bounce out to Maguire. If he can get it wide, there's a chance here. Essex decides to go back on the inside. Finds a bit of a gap. Can't break that cover defence though. That's the 5th. South's in all sorts of trouble. Here's Maguire. This is a good play. This has the overlap outside to Douglas. Aaron Douglas in for his second. Aaron Douglas, good work from Scott Maguire. Picked it up on that blind side. Well, Ricky Hewinson it may have been. Let's have another look. Here's Scott Maguire on that 6-tackle play. Fires it out. Rorshley cuts it out. Ricky Hewinson it is. Plants it down on that left wing. Brothers in for their second.
Yes, and here you see the overlap as it goes out to cut out pass, leading Wainwright out and straight to Hewinson, and he was unopposed. Ricky Hewinson, 13 tries for the season, and that was an important one in the knockout semi-final. It's now 10-0 in favour of Brothers.
Scott Maguire, he's got 1 from 2 so far, just trying to hook it around. It won't come around far enough. No goal. Brothers with a handy lead, 10-0 with 3 to go up to half-time.
Once again, you can see how this overlap is there, and the South defence forced to scramble across, but they can't get to Hewinson. He puts it down. Brothers, with just less than 3 minutes to go to half-time, find that they've opened up this 10-0 lead, and it's a very handy one at that.
Orchard back there now, Jerry, from the sin bin, but Souths have still got one off, and that's Wakefield. So Brothers against 12 men. Robinson this time to Wainwright. Strong defence over the top by Alouche. Underneath was Davis. Out to Worsley, who fired that good pass out to Hewinson for the try. Collins ducks out a dummy half, gets away from a couple, looks for support, but decides against it. That's the halfway line, and that's the fifth tackle. Robinson this time decides the kick. It's a wobbly old one, straight down the throat of David Mills. Can he do anything one-on-one? Once again, oh, this is on the kicker, and a punch up as well. Huge punch up this. Robinson
has been looming for a while.
Well, we saw an incident in the first half where Craig Groff was taken out after putting a kick downfield. Groff has played no further part in the game. Robinson this time definitely taken out late. And that's why we've got a melee. There's the trainer in to check on how Robinson's going. There's still scuffles going on. A penalty has been given to Brothers where the ball landed. Still plenty of shoving going on. Alouche, I think, gave the last push. No, it was Keith Leckie, and he's a fiery customer. Keith Leckie getting a very stern talking to here from John Topp, saying keep them down. A late tackle for sure. The penalty has gone to Brothers. Peter Robinson still down. There's the half-time hooter, but still time for Scott Maguire to add 2 points if he's good enough. 30 metres out, 10 metres in from touch. Scott Maguire deciding it's too far out for him, and James Wainwright to have a long-range kick. James Wainwright for a long-range kick for goal right on half-time, just to the right-hand side of the post. Unsuccessful. David Smith to try and bring it out. Brothers defence there in numbers. The half-time score, Brothers lead 10-0, 2 tries to 0. And we got... Okay.
Yeah, this is a bit of me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Yeah, I'll get you.
Restart of the second half, the knockout semi-final. Phil Cameron knocks it downfield. Anderson takes it without any problems. Here's Orchard now, back on the charge to get it up over the 20-metre line. Collins fires it up to Wainwright. Top tacklers in that first half. The two hookers, Michael Davis and Barry Collins, topping the respective tackle counts. Lane and Lecky for South, and then Orchard and Nolan. But South having to do that little bit of extra work. Brothers have got points on the board, and another penalty now going to Brothers, and a send-off. He's been sent off. I think it's...
I think it's Davis, is it?
Well, if it is, it's the captain. Has Michael Davis been sent? Someone has. Looks like it could be Scott Barnes with his head down. Davis coming back to check with John Top. And Scott Barnes puts his hands to his head and trudges from the field. Let's have another look. Rorschley taken to ground. Didn't seem to be too much there, but Scott Barnes is out of it. Brothers have failed to find touch. But we've got Don Gaylor on the touchline, the Brothers coach. And of course, Don, you had a 10-point lead last week, but it wasn't against 12 men.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Roddy, yeah. But I think, you know, that may very well go against us. You know, sides can lift one man short. You know, we just can't fall into a trap of playing undisciplined.
Plenty of feeling in the match. Another penalty now going as John Top penalised penalty to Brothers. But Don, there's been plenty of feeling out there.
Yeah, I think, Dave, both of us are really fighting to stay alive in this competition. And if you can't generate a bit of feeling with that type of conclusion at the end of this match, you're never going to get it.
Don, Peter Robinson took a nasty hit there late in that first half. How is he?
Yeah, he seemed to come good there by the end of half-time. I'm keeping an eye on him, and he's a pretty sick boy there. But I'll keep an eye on him for a while. If he starts to stagger around, he'll be coming off.
And Don, your defence was good in that first half, especially backs to the wall.
Yeah, they really defended well on our line, but, you know, we made the mistakes, so we just had to clean up from them.
Okay, Don, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Brothers back on the attack now. Essex decides he doesn't want to go near that touchline. Aaron Douglas to dummy half. Up to Hewinson. Can't break a tackle, this fellow, Ricky Hewinson. South with 12 men for the remainder of the match. Scott Barnes sent off. Little wrap around here for Robinson. Open spaces out wide. Bradkey throws the dummy. Pops it back on the inside. Been knocked down. 6 to go. Outside can't be handled by Himstead. And Shane Himstead just knocks it into touch. Loose head and feed the Magpies.
Souths have the job all before them now, trailing by 10 points to 0 and down to just 12 men. And right now, back just 10 metres out from their own line. So it's as if they've got a big wall in front of them. So far to go for the Maggies in this game, but they've got to keep at it. And as we've heard from Don Gaylor, perhaps that can be inspirational. Perhaps they can pull something out of the box here. Jeff Wakefield caught with the ball. And now a good strong run here by Mark Lane, within 15 of the halfway. So a good set of 6 for them as the kick will come now. Back to Phil Cameron to drive it deep. This ball bouncing so that Alan Anderson has to run forward to take it. Look at that one-handed take. He's certainly a skillful player. He's caught 5 metres short of the halfway. Chris Phelan down on the sideline. Chris, that send-off, you're down to 12 men. It's a pretty tough job now.
Oh, yeah, mate, it sure is. I mean, I've got to be realistic about it, but, oh, mate, we've just got to hang in there and go to the death, mate. That's it.
Chris, you haven't had a lot of luck. Craig Groff had to leave the field in the early minutes. How is he?
Mate, yeah, he's torn a muscle up in his thigh, so he's gone, mate, for this season.
Here's Alan Anderson making a break. Chris, you've had a few chances close to Brothers' line, but just haven't been able to get the ball across. That'd be a bit of a worry.
Yeah, mate, yeah, we're just not sort of setting up for things, and now a man down. I think we're going to do it. We're going to do it real tough, but you know, we just got to hang in there and stay.
Righto. The boys once again putting in a good 6. Thanks, Chris. They've managed to hold out this time. That's a changeover.
Thanks, mate.
Chris Phelan in his last year of coaching with Souths, and really, as he said, they've got a real tough job ahead of them now, as once more they find themselves trying to work it out from their own line. Mick Davis in a dummy half, and again, one of the Souths players just struggling there. One of the forwards, and
Jason Adams, I think it is.
Just all hard work for them. This is Peter Nokon, one man who can spark something, getting the pass away. Grant Benson switching the direction, and now Mark Lane caught, but they're still well short of the halfway. A long way for them to go as Phil Cameron comes in to be a dummy half. And once more, South make their way up, still about 15 short of halfway, and that's the 5th tackle.
Problems for the Magpies continue. Jason Adams has had to leave the field injured. The Magpies having a horror night. This time Himstead. He's a real flyer, and given any room to move, can cut a defence to pieces.
Already the South defence has been tested, and it looks like Brothers are quite prepared to throw the ball to test them even more.
James Wainwright, who came off the bench tonight, looked dangerous and sharp as he's run the ball to the line. Robinson fully recovered, out through Bradkey. There's Essex. Quick hands by Anderson, out to Himstead. But once again, that scrambling Magpies defence manages to hold them out. This time Ackerman, a little jinking run up the middle. That's the 5th tackle. Collins decides to run it, pops it back. The ball's gone forward though. Another changeover. So well done again by the Magpies. It would appear that Scott Maguire is not on the field for Brothers, so he dictates a lot of their play and does a lot of kicking, but I'll miss his services.
That was a good set of 6 by Souths in defence, because Brothers just didn't penetrate too much at all. And now if they're able in the early tackles to make ground, but good defence now from Brothers.
Brothers have defended well. This time Phil Cameron just breaks out of that tackle. Woolley chases him up to knock him to ground. 40 metres out from Brothers' line. Lane. Dummy this time, I think Nokon again. Souths really have lacked a little bit of inspiration in attack. Luke Scott, rather predictable, the Magpies, in the absence of Craig Groff. Left the field with a leg injury. Nokon trying to inspire them. Mark Lane, but good, strong defence there from Brothers.
Dean Rorschley riding him into the ground.
That's the 5th for the Magpies. Back to Nokon. Plenty of time to hoist it into the air. All the time in the world though for Anderson. No pressure on him because all those chasers were offside, had to stay away. This time Ackerman. Brothers against 12 men. Scott Barnes sent off. This time Ackerman again getting the ball from Collins. Himstead runs out of that dummy half position. Shane Himstead, very quick across the ground. Just managed to wrap up there was Wakefield. Poor play the ball. Manages to clear the ruck to Robinson. Robinson turns it back on the inside. South once again managed to hold Brothers on that 5th. Anderson runs out of dummy half, tries a little kick over the top. Was hindered only momentarily. There's the loose ball. That's no knock on. Knock on both ways. Scrum to pack. But loose head and feet to Brothers. South the first knock on. There it is. David Mills knocking on initially. Great chance for Brothers.
Yes, a wonderful opportunity now for Brothers as they win the ball, and standing out of the scrum is Trevor Bradkey, running across the 20. So Brothers against 12 men, leading by 10 points to 0. A great chance to extend that lead. This is Ricky Hewinson. Nowhere for him to go, though. Those 12 men for South are putting in everything in defence. Luke Scott getting up well there. Now Brothers sending it across field. Here's a good run by Rauschley, and he's now just 5 metres short of the line. So Rauschley playing it for Brothers. Robinson thinking of going the blind side. Across there to Hempstead. He steps back inside and scores. Has he put it down? Yes! A try to Hempstead for Brothers. And that extends the lead to 14 points to 0. And this is looking ominous for Souths now.
Good stepping run, this one from Shane Hempstead after giving the opportunity by Peter Robinson, going from open to blind. Souths always a bit thin with the 12 men. David Smith confronts him, but Hempstead steps back on the inside. The cover defence not early enough. Hempstead gets across.
As Barry Collins and Robinson running across to the blind side, linking up with Hempstead. That beautiful step back inside, but he still had a lot of work to do and managed to a one-handed put down. Shane Hempstead, 7 tries for the season, 28 points. Here comes the conversion attempt by Wainwright, just away to the right of the uprights. And so the score remains Brothers 14, Souths 0.
Let's have another look. Well done by Robinson. Always short on the blind there, the Magpies. David Smith had to come forward and didn't. And that allowed a little bit of room for Hempstead to use his footwork and get across.
Phil Cameron kicks off. Souths have it all to do now with the clock showing 28 minutes to go, and Brothers in control of this semi-final where the loser will be out. Ricky Hewinson across the 20, finding ominous gaps in the Souths defence again, and up to within 18 metres of the halfway.
Michael Davis, I think, being called out here, or is it Ian Turner? Hewinson made a good break. Ian Turner for roughing up in the tackle. A lot of frustration here. A knockout semi-final. Hewinson breaks the initial tackle. Turner aggressively comes in. Again, didn't seem to be too much in it. Certainly Michael Davis, the number 9, over the top. The Brothers now. Another penalty. The penalty's now flooding toward the Brethren.
It's now 11-7 to the Brothers.
And they were 7-all at half-time. 4 penalties to Brothers in this second half. And one of the Magpies sent off for what appeared to be a rather innocuous tackle.
Yes, the referee has had quite a deal of work to stay on top of this game as Brothers get to within 10 metres of the line. So again, they're applying pressure. Barry Collins now. That was Essex running onto the ball, but running ahead of it. James Wainwright is just 5 metres short of the line. Collins a dummy half. Robinson was on the left, but he went to the opposite side to Maguire. And they're caught still about 8 metres out and knock on.
Rauschley's put it down. Scott Maguire back on the field, popped it up to Dean Rauschley. Couldn't handle. Great opportunity gone begging. Rauschley tried to change direction as he was about to receive. Put in there by O'Grady. The Magpies with it all to do, trailing by 14-0. They're down to 12 men. It would take a Herculean effort to get out of this one. Grant Benson won't say die as he gets it almost to the 20-metre line. Souths must throw caution to the wind if they're going to be any chance to get back into it. Keith Leckie throwing arms around as he tries to get to his feet. O'Grady looks it up there for Wakefield. Davis, good little run that one. And that's the 5th tackle. Nocon to knock it downfield. Hempstead has it covered. Crunching tackle though. Souths, man on man, have still put in some great defence. Turner again in trouble. Well, Turner was one of the tacklers. It may well be Huxtable this time. South would appear to be totally frustrated. Well, hands on heads at the end of the time, not a swinging arm, but certainly wrapping action. Keep your hands off the head is the instruction from John Top. Another penalty, 5 straight to Brothers in the second half. They'll ride home on this one.
Yeah, South's really struggling now. And Brothers, everything just seems to be fitting into place for them to advance in the semi-finals. They'll play the winner of the game, which we'll see tonight on ABC television, between East, the minor premiers, and Wynnum, who defeated Brothers last week. Ball left behind.
Punch up again in back play. Well, John Top, who's tried to control things by one send-off, has merely, I think, inflamed it. Keith Leckie is the South player in there, in with Rob Orchard.
Now, Leckie's had a warning before. I think he could be in big trouble here.
No, it won't stop either. Plenty of feeling between these players. This is a knockout semi, and it's more than just the loser to be knocked out. There's a couple of players trying to get their own knockouts in. Here's Benson this time. Oh, right in. This is unnecessary.
Really,
this is bad news. Unsightly and unnecessary. Well, it's one thing. Oh, well, the punch-up's still going. Oh. Even the security guard now endeavouring to break them up. Well, this will be one of the most prolonged brawls I've seen at Lang Park for many a year. John Top has got a very long talk from the touch judges to work out who's at fault here. Leckie, he's got one. And Orchard. Leckie's gone. Orchard's gone.
Orchard.
Well, the issue here is that that's the second one of the Magpies, and they aren't likely to be around next week. But Brothers will be, and Rob Orchard will now have to face the judiciary in an unsightly brawl. 2 players sent from the field. The referees had enough. Keith Leckie from South, Rob Orchard from Brothers. This fight's gone longer than Mike Tyson's. Penalty to Brothers out of all that. Another penalty to Brothers. I think that's 6 straight in the second half.
Well, this game has got way out of hand, and now Brothers with 12 men playing South with 11.
Well, I don't think it's over yet. There's just so much feeling here at the moment.
You're talking about the game or the fight?
Both. Now Brothers with Nolan coming in, bringing it forward, and once again over the top. The Magpies defence. Rorshley bringing it forward this time. Brothers inside the 20.
And there's the penalties, 13-7 in favour of Brothers.
Out the back to Nolan. Was 7-all the penalty count at half-time. And we've got 3 less players on the field than we started the second half with. Maguire pops it up to Woolley, back to Maguire, out to Tim Kalloy, spins away but can't get away from a grasping tackle from Benson and Lane. Douglas pops it up to Maguire, long pass to Rorshley. Rawsley tries to straighten it, does well to get it to Nolan. Nolan's done well to fire it up also to Ray Woolley. But the defence, and only 11 of them, just managing to cover it. That's the 5th tackle. Nolan, plenty of room in front of him to get across, but has he just made it? Yes! Darren Nolan, the big front rower, who has been dangerous tonight, struggles his way forward against 11 men on the 6th tackle. 18-0, brothers. Now going on to dominate this match, and why wouldn't they? 6 penalties in the second half, and there's Nolan. Does well to struggle forward, places it right on the try line. That, of course, is in the in-goal area. Brothers extend their lead.
Yes, that step just suddenly left him out in the open, and by the time the cover got there, he was able to put it down on the line. Try to Darren Nolan, his 7th of the season, 28 points for the season, and Brothers lead 18 points to 0. Scott Maguire then, he has 1 from 3. Can he make it 2 from 4? He's done it. That makes it 20 points to 0 in favour of Brothers, and it looks like South's season is over. They're playing with just 11 men, Brothers with 12.
You see just how thin Souths are on that blind side. Rushing defence, I think, from Wakefield initially. Or was that Wakefield who tried to make the tackle? It was. Huxtable missed him initially.
Well, what is there left for Souths in this game, with Brothers with this big lead now and in total control? Everything's been going for them as they take the ball out over their own 20. And Souths just have so much work to do, and they'll have to try and... Essex with a good run here, taking it across the 30.
Great cover defence from Mark Lane.
And Barry Collins keeps it going. As Brothers, he's forced backwards. Again, good defence that time from Grant Benson, but this time Brothers spread it wide. Darren Nolan out there. Now reverse of direction, up to within 5 metres of the halfway. Good work by Maguire, offloading to Rawsley, and they've taken it into South territory now by 12 metres. So Brothers really are totally dominant. Maguire spreading it wide, stepping back inside is Trevor Bradkey, and now he's just about 28 metres out from the line. Galloy there as it goes to Maguire, and he holds up the pass, then to Rawsley. Can he get his arms free? Back to Maguire, and support play out wide as well. Darren Nolan heading towards the line, getting the pass back inside, and here's a try to Shane Hempstead. He's 2nd for the match. Hempstead goes over, and the Brothers have just taken control. They lead now by 24 points to 0.
The 11-man defensive line can't hold this passing manoeuvre. Brothers keeping the ball alive. Couple of little wraparounds made all the difference. Scott Maguire does well to select this pass out to Rawsley. He manages to stand. There's Maguire going around. That's created some open space. Great ball, this one from Nolan back on the inside. Goes over the shoulder of Woolley, but on the spot is Shane Hempstead. This is his 2nd. Brushes out of a couple of attempts to tackle, just manages to get it down.
And as this replay shows, magnificent play. Here's Nolan standing, or Rawsley rather, standing and offloading. Then the pass out wide, and watch this pass back inside by Nolan. And Hempstead is there to take the crumbs after it looked like Woolley might have actually got a hand to it. Maguire with this conversion attempt, and this one will be interesting. The flags go up. Another 2 points to Brothers. 26 points to 0, and Brothers are on their way into the final.
No more than a training run now this second half, as Brothers are able to keep the ball alive with the defence flagging. Maguire pops it up nicely. Nolan, look at this, good work. Always intent to get the ball back on the inside. Woolley couldn't handle, but Hempstead could. Brothers dominant in this second half.
All that South can do now is defend grimly as Brothers with this 26-0 lead, and there's still 16 minutes left in the game too. So Brothers have a chance to have a real warm-up for next week. 3 players sent off in the match, and it has been a rugged encounter. Collins tries to steal from
another
the base
penalty
of the
now to Brothers. Penalties flooding Brothers' way in this second half.
And once again, they find that they're in a situation where they can take the play into South territory once more. Collins will take the tap pretty quickly, and look at all the runners, the enthusiasm that's there as Nolan takes it across the halfway. And South's probably a shattered team at this stage, knowing that this is their season. The ball leaving out Robinson there and going straight to Tony Gadsby. They're 8 metres in South territory.
Little knock on there, and John Top has been told by his touch judge that Gadsby just knocked it on. But one of the frustrations here, of course, being a knockout semi, South's whole season hanging on this, and frustrations have bubbled over. South forced to pack a 4-man scrum. Nokon puts it in and takes it out. There's Mark Lane, pops it up to Benson, but it's a forward pass. David Mills it was who actually received.
And this just goes to show how nothing can go right for South. Now Brothers on the charge again with a kick through by Maguire. Chase for the ball. Look at the speed here of Aaron Douglas. He'll take it and scores. Beautiful chase of the kick by Aaron Douglas. And Brothers are over again, and it's becoming one-way traffic now. 30 points to 0.
Not the first try Brothers have scored this year from kicking from the base of the scrum. Beautiful kick by Maguire. Look how he puts it all on the ground, gets it to bounce up. Douglas has to put a foot on it, but then gets that bounce over the head, manages to get it down, straight from the base of the scrum. Brothers are in again. Good work from Maguire. Phil Cameron not quick enough. Aaron Douglas is over the top. Good skills. First the boot, then the hands. Aaron Douglas, 15 tries.
His second try of the match too. Scott Maguire with all the pressure off now, and from out wide he's almost put it through, but flagged away, no goal. The score remains 30 points to 0. 13 minutes to go in the match.
Too easy for Brothers now. They can try all the training moves. This one, Scott Maguire knocks it through. Aaron Douglas, a real flyer. Gets that boot to ball. Bounces up nicely for him. Brothers careering away. Restart now from the Magpies. All they can do is wish the clock will wind down in one big hurry, because they are being embarrassed. Ricky Hewenson straight through from the kickoff. Steps back on the inside but can't find any support. Quick play the ball is what's required. The Magpies defence in tatters. Peter Robinson runs at the defensive line, pops it up. Darren Nolan, who's worked very well tonight, struggles forward, loses the ball though. The Magpies pick it up, and that's the only respite they can get, and that is when they're in possession, because when they're not, with only 11 men to defend, admittedly against a 12-man attack, it is just desperation stakes. Benson, who's tried his hardest for the Magpies, as they all have, but in this second half, it's been like pushing it uphill. Little dummy there from Davis. Goes out of the dummy half position. That's the 5th tackle. Nothing to lose now for the Magpies. They may as well run it. Little chip over the top. Could be a good move, this one. Another little kick again. Magpies on the spot. All you got to do is regain. No, lost it. I don't think he's grounded it.
No, he hasn't grounded it. He lost it as he tried to regather.
Jeff Wakefield it was, with a beautiful little kick over the top, and it seemed that he was going to get that bounce, but just couldn't regain. Himstead wouldn't leave him alone.
And immediately Brothers have brought it out 25 metres out from their own line, so they haven't wasted time. It's Bradkey standing and delivering, and Richard Ackerman 15 metres short of the halfway. Kaloya dummy half, as Brothers just spread it and find the big gaps. This is Nolan. The South defence moving up. Ackerman going from dummy half, showing it and straight through a gap across the halfway. The holes are just far too frequent for South's liking, but that's understandable with their one man down, as Anderson, beautiful take of the ball, and look at the way he's been able to keep it alive. And he's tackled 12 metres in South territory, but that's the 5th tackle. Tim Kalloy, that is, and he'll get to his feet. And goes immediately back down again. Here's a field goal attempt by Scott Maguire. Charged down, though, by Scott Barnes. Keeping it alive with a kick downfield. Ray Woolley giving chase. He gets to it first, but Barnes following through.
Another penalty to Brothers. May have been in the marking up. Mohamed Alouche there. Again interfering in the play of the ball. You must seem to get a penalty count in this second half. I'd say it's about 8-0 at a guess for the second half. They're striking out at the play of the ball.
7-1 the penalty count in the second half.
7-1 to Brothers. Brothers now to work the ball back out. It's like a game of touch football for them. But they have used the ball pretty well also. There's Tim no, that's not Kalloy, it's Gadsby. Ackerman uses Robinson on that blind side. Plenty of room on the open. Robinson in a bit of trouble with that ankle problem. Ackerman, this time to Gadsby. No room to move there. Ackerman out of dummy half, there's plenty of room for him to move. Spins out, just couldn't get the pass away. O'Grady there was there blocking it. This time, Bradkey fires it up to Robinson, does well to get it back on the inside. Open spaces here. Maguire can handle an offload.
Had to be a penalty because there's a Shepherd there as he ran through Brothers player getting in front of Maguire.
Essex, I think it may have been, who ran in front of Maguire as he tried to cut across field. Another look. There goes Essex. Penalty to South. They could do with it. Ian Turner finds touch. Still only 35 metres out from their own line. The Magpies now to bring it forward. Mohamed Alouche, and a penalty now going to Brothers, or going to South, I should say. All too late for the Magpies. 30-0, they trail with only 9 minutes to go in the knockout semi-finals. And one added plus here, of course, as Huxtable takes that forward, and that is the winner of tonight's match goes on to play the loser of tomorrow's game. That is the loser of East and Wynnum. So Brothers will play the loser of East and Wynnum as a curtain raiser to the Winfield Cup major semi, second and third here at Suncorp Stadium next Saturday night. Great honour for those players. Little knock on by the Magpies.
And that match between East and Wynnum on ABC television tonight. We're into the final 10 minutes now. 30 points to 0 in favour of Brothers. Scrum win now to Brothers, and this is Alan Anderson. They've totally dominated the game.
The referee has lost his boot. The referee has lost his boot. There'll be a stoppage while John Top, not sure the players would like to send him off to have it fixed up. He's got it back on.
And plays back underway as Brothers in control of the ball and control of the match. And Darren Nolan is caught there, can't offload with Philip Cameron's arms wrapped right around him. Ackerman a dummy half. And the switch inside by Maguire with Gadsby running onto the ball, and look at the strength of those arms. Working his way an extra few metres upfield.
Jerry, important for Brothers to keep going on with this here. I mean, for all their confidence for next week. Big win, which this one has been at 30-0. A little knock on from the Magpies.
Yes, Jeff Huxtable with the knock on. Kick through, good kick through there by Maguire. He kept it on the ground. It was a good grubber kick, and Huxtable spilling it.
Under pressure from Ray Woolley.
So this scrum going down close to the halfway. About 6 minutes left in the game. Brothers have plenty more time to put on more points as they try a back line move, and a beautiful move here. Hempstead into the back, across to the corner, stepping back inside, away from the cover of Huxtable, and Huxtable intercepts the ball.
Great work, Jeff Huxtable. He was in real trouble there after a good set piece from Brothers in that back line. Put Hempstead away. He stepped back on the inside when it appeared he may have done better to keep it outside, and then Huxtable wouldn't give up, managed to cover it, and did well to save the day.
Philip Cameron now 18 metres from halfway. South would love to put some points on the board. So what sort of magic can they weave? It's tough for them. Barnes has caught about 10 metres short of the halfway. And again, South, this time, big Jeffrey Wakefield takes it forward, and they keep it alive. Lane standing in the tackle, but Brothers have come up with it through Essex, and away now. Here goes Aaron Douglas heading towards the corner again, but Maguire, or O'Grady rather, across in beautiful cover to take him on the 20. Essex at dummy half. Across from Maguire, further afield now, this is Wainwright, and a beautiful pass away to Gadsby. He gets a one-handed pass back, but South dive on it.
We've got to hand it to the Magpies with their 11 men. They haven't given up. Their defence has been tenacious. They've tried very hard. Sure, Brothers have found some gaps, but there's been continually players trying to get into position to make those tackles. The Magpies have done their best.
And Jason Adams loses control of the ball, but Philip Cameron's there to dive on it. And again, they lose ground, South, and it becomes that much tougher for them. Carted forward here by Luke Scott, and they've lost the ball. Brothers come up with it, and this is Richard Ackerman, and he's only 20 metres out from the line. So once more, Brothers with a chance. Maguire, Robinson, back to Maguire, and coming back around so that he can link up with Essex. Look at that step of Essex. Can he stand and deliver? No, he can't. Alan Anderson gets in there for the quick play, the ball to Robinson now, and the long pass out wide to Darren Nolan. That's straightening up that he does so well. Ackerman was looming inside, but he couldn't get the pass to him. Now Ackerman from dummy half, heads for the line, he'll get close to scoring. Can he get it down? No, he can't. Just short of the line. Good run by Ackerman, after Nolan also did well. This is an important one for South. Brothers want to spread it, but they can't get the ball clear.
Very slow play the ball. Ackerman was not well as he tried to play it.
So this is the final tackle. Ackerman's in there at dummy half. They had to spread it wide. And what can Maguire do now? The little kick through, but covering it well is Grant Benson. He's caught in the in-goal area, though. Look at this attempt by him to get out. I think he might have gone across the dead ball line. Yes, he has. The touch judge is saying he's crossed the dead ball line. So South have to drop out, and Brothers will again regain the ball, leading by 30 points to nil. Just 3.5 minutes to go.
Grant Benson did well to get back to cover it, but then too many defenders there for him to escape from Scott Maguire. Goal line dropout, another chance for Brothers to add more points. 3.5 minutes to go. Commanding lead of 30-0. Hempstead, he's been dangerous. Shane Hempstead, stepping run, spins around in circles. A little bit of Michael Hancock about that. Maguire to dummy half. Nolan, who's had a good game. Out to Robinson, who's also played well, but that's not a good pass. Aaron Douglas is quick, but he's not that quick. Couldn't run onto that one. And the Magpies will get another chance to run the ball out. Peter Nocon to put it in, up to Mark Lane.
And Souths, as they run the ball out, David Wright, put the thinking on cap on David for your man of the match. Brothers have totally dominated this game, though.
Well, they have. They had a good lead of 10-0 at half-time when it was still 13 against 13, although we did have 2 players sent to the bin in the first half. And then they totally dominated the second via a first send-off of Scott Barnes and then a double send-off later on, player from each side, both Brothers and Souths, and then a flood of penalties. But Brothers have also played pretty well. They look good in the first half. They look just as good in the second. And here they keep the ball alive again, although it has been passed forward. Anderson up to Douglas. Another scrum to Pat.
Now I wonder if you're avoiding the question, David.
Well, I am, Jerry, because I'm thinking...
putting it down to the last minute or so.
I'm thinking pretty hard about it. There were some very good performances. 2 tries by Aaron Douglas was a good effort. I think Darren Nolan, the front rower for mine, played extremely well. Scored 1 try, set up another with a great pass, also made some incisive runs. And Darren Nolan, who was brought off the interchange bench in the last few weeks, got in the run-on side tonight, and he's the man of the match today.
Darren Nolan, the man of the match, in South. Can they score? There's just a minute left in the game. They don't have any points in the match so far. They're playing with 11 men against 12. O'Grady looking to almost get through a gap, but tackled still 25 metres out. They're keeping it alive, South. Keeping open their chances as Adams is caught, now only 15 metres out. South looking to score as it goes to Cameron, then out to Mark Lane. Lane swings it back to Cameron again. Keep it going, South. But they're caught on the 20-metre line, and that's the 5th tackle. Maybe a field goal. At least that'll give them a point. But I'm sure they'll look for a try as they try it out wide. Can they break through the defence there? The kick through, Huxtable following it. Almost got a juggle out of Himstead's hands. But Himstead holding on, and that'll secure the position for Brothers. They'll keep South scoreless.
The feature of this match too, Jerry, has been some very strong defence from Brothers in that first half. South had plenty of opportunities inside Brothers 20 in that first half, but Brothers' defence held. And that was so important. It set a great platform for them to go on and dominate the second half with some good defence in the first.
There goes the hooter. And so Brothers advance to the final, and that's the end of the season for Souths. Brothers winning the knockout semi-final by 30 points to 0. And now with his man of the match, Darren Nolan, here's David Wright.
Oh no, David, like last week.
Yeah.
Good John when the fight was on. Yeah, good. Darren, pretty fiery encounter out there.
Yeah, got to be physical in the end there.
But you weren't on the field at the time.
No, I was not liking it.
Problem?
Sorry, yeah, just...
Bit closer.
Yeah,
Bit closer. No, you're right. I'll just get it closer to you.
That's a good.
Something down, just a few words.
Couple of words, mate. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. Let me know when you're going.
Darren, it got a bit fiery out there.
Yeah, got to be physical near the end.
But you weren't on when the big blue was on.
I was one of the lucky ones sitting on the bench. I missed all that.
Darren, you have come off the interchange bench the last couple of weeks, but it looked like you had a point to prove by getting the run on today.
Yeah, I did. Last 3 weeks I've been on the bench with a shoulder injury, and tonight I got my chance to come back, and I thought I'd make the most of it.
Down or up 10-0 at half time. What was the talk at half time in the dressing room?
Well, the talk's how it's been the last few weeks. We've been up this high and lost to Wyndham that last week, and the talk was positive, and we were determined to go out and prove a point this week.
Well done yourself.
Thank you very much. And
That's
I thought you were going to
I
say.
think we're all right. I think we got that one. Well done.
Is that okay?
Anyway. Yeah,
Yeah, well done, mate.
Thanks.
Good.
Thanks a lot.